Welcome back. This is lesson 4.1 journal. We are modeling ratios. I will be able to correctly model and identify a ratio with any given numbers. I will be able to apply, sorry, this first one's supposed to be create, and apply vocabulary for this one, so you're going to need page 62 as well, which is just the back side of this page. We're going to write the vocabulary for this lesson, which is ratio, part to whole ratio, and part to part ratio. So on the back, a ratio is the comparison between two or more quantities using division. So there are three ways that we can write ratios. We can write A to B, meaning the first thing to the second thing. We can write A colon B. We can write it also as a fraction, so A over B. Okay, now a part of a quantity to the group or whole. Or total, that's what I meant to put there. Let's put total here. To the total or whole unit. So you've actually been doing ratios for a long time. Every fraction you have ever done is a part to whole ratio. The part you have out of the total. Okay, the other kind of ratio we will have is a part to part ratio. It's a ratio that compares part of a quantity to another part. So this is when you're going to compare two different things. So up here, let's say we had green marbles and red marbles. A part to whole would be the red marbles to all the marbles. This would be comparing the red to the green, part of them to the other part of them. All right, go ahead and go back to page 63. So we already talked about the three ways to write ratios, but let's write them again. The first one is using the word to, so A to B. We can write it A colon B, or we can write it A over B. Okay? The order of the numbers in a ratio is important. The first number always corresponds with the first item stated. Corresponds with the second item. Here it asks us to write the ratio for each of the following and the type of ratio we have. So, looking at this picture, we want to compare the black shapes to the gray shapes. So black shapes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 black shapes. So I'm going to put that first. 2, how many gray shapes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 black shapes to 6 gray shapes. Okay? This would be a part to part ratio. Part of them were black, part of them were gray. Hearts to smiles. So counting all the hearts, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hearts. Notice how I did that first because it came first. 2 smiles. I have 1 smiley face up here to 1. So first thing, second thing. That's super important. This would also be a part-to-part ratio because we're comparing some of the shapes to another some of the shapes. Okay, lightning to total shapes. I have 1, 2, 3 lightnings. So 3 first. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shapes. So that would be a part to whole ratio. We're comparing part of the shapes, which was the lightnings, to all of the shapes, or the total. Okay, pretty easy. On every bracelet, she uses 5 blue beads and 3 red beads. Draw a picture of the beads used by writing B for blue and R for red. Then write the ratio of red beads, that's listed first, to blue beads on the bracelet in 3 different ways. So, 5 blue beads, B, 2, 3, 4, 5, to every 3 red beads. So, the ratio of red beads, since red came first, there are 3 of them, to the blue beads, which would be 5, so 3 to 5 is the correct ratio. Now to write that in another way, we'd write 3 colon 5, or 3 over 5. All of those are ways to list the red beads compared to the blue beads. Okay, Beth makes 3 bracelets. Draw a picture and write the ratio of the red beads to blue beads she uses in 3 different ways. So, blue, we do 5 blue beads for 3 red beads. There's 1 bracelet. 5 blue beads, 3 red beads. There's 2 bracelets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue beads to 1, 2, 3 red beads. So we have how many ratio of red beads. So red beads first. That'd be 3, 6, 9. 9 red beads used to 15 blue beads. Or 9 colon 15. Or the fraction 9 over 15. Okay, what similarities do you see between the 2 pictures of the beads for Beth's bracelets? I can see the same amount in each group. I see the same amount of red beads and blue beads in each group. Or maybe for each bracelet. That's why we grouped them the way we did. What differences do you see in the picture? Well, there are 3 times as many here as there are in the first picture. There are 3 times as many beads in the second picture as there are in the first picture. Okay, I want you to rate yourself on this concept. Could you make a simple ratio from real life situations? Rate yourself 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Take a picture and turn it in on your passport.